Brentford started off today 2 points behind Brighton. Here's a chance for Leeds far side. Just into Calvert-Lewin. Can't get his shot off somehow. Couldn't quite take the ball in his path. I thought Justin maybe had a shooting opportunity as he drove towards the edge of the penalty area. He's trying to slide it through to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin was just crowded out by a couple of Brighton defenders in the end. It's gone behind for a corner kick to Leeds. Leeds respond well to this early Brighton pressure. Cleared away by Dunk. Dunk gets a second chance and hoofs it skywards. It's going to drop right on the halfway line. Io Tanaka is the back man there for Leeds, who tidies up and gives it back to Darlow. Darlow's long clearance was looking for the run with Brendan Aronson on that far left hand side, but it's gone out for a throw in to Brighton and Hove Albion. So yeah, in terms of those European positions, Brighton in 7th. They were 2 points behind Bournemouth, 2 points ahead of Brentford. So that's a good start of the day for Brighton. Can they capitalise on it by picking up all 3 points here? Everton, Sunderland, Wolves, Fulham are the other 2 games this afternoon. Both scoreless, as is this one. 8.5 minutes played. Joe Rodon knocks it back to Darlow. Darlow up to Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin wins the header. Leeds have got men forward here. Referee's played a good advantage to Stack. Stack loses it. Aronson picks up the pieces, finds James. James towards the back post. Calvert-Lewin was there. Justin was arriving. It sailed over both of them and out on the full for a goal kick to Brighton. Good attack and play though from Leeds, all stemmed from a good centre-forward play from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Referee could have blown up given the free kick. Decent advantage. Good idea from James, good shape on the cross. Just a little too much on it. Goal kick to Brighton as we approach 10 minutes here in the Yorkshire sunshine. Tanaka with Believer. Believer just has a hack at Anton Stack there. A little bit reckless from Carlos Believer. Good player, Believer. Been a lot of talk about him moving on. Manchester United, I know, are interested. Just 22 years of age from the Cameroon. Justin up towards Calvert-Lewin. Good centre-forward play again. Finds Aronson. Aronson steps away from a couple of players. Tidy play from Leeds. Get out of a tight area. Ampadu goes wide to Joe Rodon. Joe Rodon heads down the right wing. Plays the ball into the feet of James. James is going to turn. Might consider a shot deflection. And it's gone wide. Just wide for Bruggen's right-hand post. And it's going to be a corner kick to Leeds. Wide open this. Both teams look invested in making this a good game, which is positive from our point of view. Dan James just trying to shape that round into the far post. Little nick was off Carlos Believer. Corner kick will be on the left hand side. Second corner for Leeds of the afternoon. Anton Stack has gone across to that far side to take it. Be a right footed in swinger. Bornhouse up there. De Kuiper swings it away with his left foot for Brighton. And again, Tanaka tidies up on the halfway line. Heavy touch. Minty was interested. Oh, now the break's on. Minty could be away yet. Minty. Good defensive work from Ethan Ampadu. Made up a lot of ground. I thought Minty might have the legs on Ampadu there. But Ampadu read the danger, put his body between the ball, the intended pass. Minty tried a difficult ball in actually to Karioglu, who'd broken forward, and Ampadu's turned it behind for a corner kick to Brighton. End-to-end stuff here. 2 corners each in the opening 12 minutes. Pascal Gross the veteran, in his second spell here with Brighton, comes across to this left-hand side to put in a right-footed in-swinger. Right arm in the air is the signal. Gross towards the back post. Van Hekke. Darlow bouncing around. Shot came in from Veltman. Was blocked by Leeds defender on the edge of the 6-yard box. Half a chance in there for Leeds. It was Van Hekke's header, which Darlow just kind of clawed away. And the shot from Veltman was blocked by the big frame of Yakabiel on the edge of the 6-yard box. Lewis Dunk gives it out to Minty, gets it back. Lewis Dunk then tries to knock it back. It does that thing we've all done where it hits his left foot as he tried to kick it with his right. So it's a big swing and a miss from Lewis Dunk. I saw you, Lewis. Tried to pretend it didn't happen. Leeds on the attack, Dan James. And support from Stack. Stack with a little nutmeg down there. On to Kuiper. That's good. Aronson twists and turns. Looks for Rodon. Aronson gets it back. Had a good season, his Brendan Aronson. Loses out now, though. And Minty can gallop forward. Danny Welbeck picks it up. Welbeck. Good ball out to the right-hand side. Karioglu. Karioglu with a cross far too deep. Had options there to put a ball in from Ferdy Karioglu. Too much on the right-footed cross though from the Turk. Throw in down by the corner flag for Leeds United. 14 minutes played, no score. Still just a single goal for Crystal Palace in the Prem so far this afternoon. Lewis Dunk meets that throw in with his head, sends it back to where it came from for another throw. Sent up the line again by Rodon. Again, Dunk makes first contact. Beale heads it down to Rodon. But the flag's gone up against Danny Welbeck. And it will be a throw-in. A free kick, to Leeds United. Brighton, since the start of March, have got the tied for the best record in the Premier League. They've won the most games in that period since early March, along with Arsenal. Darlow sends the free kick long. Calvert-Lewin was the target. Minty won the header, straight out for a throw-in to Leeds, and this is just about within range of Ethan Ampadu's long throw. It's probably 30 yards from goal. It's right-hand side, but Ampadu can launch this into the box. Leeds have sent forward Beale and Rodon and Bornhouse up there. Ampadu into the penalty area, bounces around. Clearances from Gross, picked up by Stack. Ampadu gives it to Stack. Stack steps in. Now looking for a quality ball. It's not a bad idea towards the back post. Beale's headed it up in the air. Gets a second chance, but Karioglu's there. Picked up right-hand side. Beale. Ampadu wide left to Tanaka. Tanaka puts the ball in deflection, and the keeper had to backpedal Verbruggen a couple of paces. But in the end, pretty straightforward for the Dutchman to claim. And it remains goalless here at Elland Road. Premier League match day 37, Leeds 0, Brighton 0. This is Leeds United's longest unbeaten run in the Premier League since 2001. Currently stands at 7 games. The run which has seen them pull away from the relegation zone. Good point last Monday night at Tottenham. Late penalty from DCL. Seen a couple of replays of a potential handball in that last attack by Joel Veltman. I think the ball was pretty close to him. Flag's gone up against Dominic Calvert-Lewin. A little bit unnecessary, coming back from an offside position. For Calvert-Lewin, he is Leeds' top scorer this year with 13 Premier League goals. Might not quite reach his record, which is 60 from when he was at Everton a few years ago. It is the most since Luciano Becchio scored 15 in 2008-2009 for Leeds. De Kuiper in the penalty area, headed away by Biol. Van Hecke. Veltman's giving it back to the goalkeeper. Brighton start again. Van Hecke, good ball into the midfield. Hinchelwood, not seen too much of him so far this afternoon. Van Hecke has it again, just about on the halfway line. Into the feet of Welbeck. Welbeck to Veltman, moved on to Hinchelwood. Veltman. Gross turns it out to Lewis Dunk, who's got a little bit of space. He'll just help it on to Mente. And Cuba Mente went for the give and go, didn't get it back. Dunk went square to Van Hecke. Into the feet of Welbeck to Belieber. Belieber's got options both ways. Has gone right to Veltman. Veltman with a chance to put this into a dangerous area. Good defended at the back post. Belieber didn't get the shot off what he could have done, and the shot comes in this time and it's saved by Darlow. Second save of the afternoon from Carl Darlow, another one from distance. Pretty regulation. Ball is out for a throw into Leeds United. Over by the corner flag on the left hand side. It was Pascal Gross who hit that effort from about 25 yards. Carl Darlow nearly dived beyond it actually. Made a bit of a song and dance of what was a pretty straightforward save, but did keep it out eventually. Been in good form, Darlow. Good shot stopping form for Leeds. Brighton have a free kick here. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has flattened. I think it's Lewis Dunk just outside the centre circle. Lewis Dunk does not look impressed. The Brighton captain. 34 years of age now. I tell you what, Calvert-Lewin did absolutely flatten him there. It was a forearm in the back of the head, knee in the back. Then when he landed, he got his foot on the back of his neck as well. So a triple whammy from Calvert-Lewin on Lewis Dunk. Dunk's pretty tough guy though, up on his feet. I wonder if Calvert-Lewin will get a little bit of revenge tackle in the next few minutes. We are back underway. Lewis Dunk is in possession inside the Leeds half. Mente towards the back post, headed back by Karaoglu, cleared away by Biol, up in the air by Stack, still alive. Danny Welbeck tries to get it down edge of the box. Leeds struggling to clear this. Eventually Tanaka swings the right boot at it, sends it back into the Brighton half, where Van Hecke has to tidy up. Gives it back to Verbruggen. Brighton starting to get on top here last few minutes. Leeds look a little bit ragged. Belieber has it in the centre circle. Veltman helps it on to Hinchelwood. Veltman. Pascal Gross wide. Gross Twists and turns, looks for the cross, finds Karioglu. Back to Veltman. Van Hecke leads everyone behind the ball. That's a good ball in. Little back heel on the edge of the box. It was well read by Bornau. Bornau's tried to bring it away, nearly lost it. Leeds have it back. Leeds just wobbling a little bit here. Can't get hold of the ball. Calvert-Lewin will try to win something. Does win a throw-in on the halfway line, just to relieve the pressure from his team. As we have played a quarter of this game here at Elland Road. It's Leeds United 0, Brighton 0. Jorginho Rute is down below us, just started warming up. Brighton substitute, ex of Leeds. It's a nice reaction. Popular figure around here is Rute. Smiles and acknowledges the crowd. Still just the one goal in the Prem. Ismail Assar's penalty for Crystal Palace. Van Hecke, that's a good ball. And here's a chance for Brighton. And Karioglu somehow couldn't take the ball in front of him. He's one-on-one with the keeper. The flag's gone up eventually. Karioglu somehow ran across the path of the ball and it hit him on the back. I'll tell you what, he's not offside either. It's a bit of a mess from all involved. Karioglu got it wrong, as did the assistant over on the far side. But we'll restart with a free kick. 2 Leeds. Long ball for Calvert-Lewin and Van Hecke to battle. Van Hecke wins the header. Karioglu tried to keep it in on the far side, couldn't. Throw into Leeds. Eo Tanaka. Aronson. That's support from Justin. Justin. Back to Tanaka. Ampadu made a forward run. Dropped back off to Bornau. Yakabio. Ampadu wants it. Good run made on the far side by Justin, but didn't get it. And by the time Ampadu seen him, had ran offside. Recycled to Bornau and Tanaka again. Leeds have just run out of ideas in this attack now. They're slowly going backwards. And they've lost possession. Baliba wins it back. Tanaka gets in with a tackle. That's good. Wins it back for Leeds. Tanaka steps away from a couple of challenges. Out to Stack. Good ball in. Calvert-Lewin can't get there. Dealt with at the far post by De Kuyper. De Kuyper and Karioglu have kind of swapped wings, I think, from where they were in the first part of the game. Karioglu gone out on that right hand side. De Kuyper down here on the left. Throw in left hand side for Leeds. Another opportunity for Ampadu to launch it in. Nothing really came from the first couple. This one's a bit closer. We can get this towards the goal. The keeper came a long way. Jan James with a shot is blocked. It's a good strike from James. Drilled it into the ground from round about 20 yards out. It was on target. It was blocked by Lewis Dunk. A little bit better from Leeds. And trying to win it back here with Aronson. Aronson has it. Aronson is fouled. I think Baliba caught Aronson, then Veltman fouled Justin, who was making the overlapping run. So Michael Oliver had a couple of goals, a couple of fouls to choose from. We've got a goal at Wolverhampton. And the bottom team in the Prem have taken the lead against Fulham. Matthias Mane. He's had a good season for Wolves, a little bright spot. Ball in the penalty area. Cleared away. James helps it back in. Justin's going to keep it in over on the far side. Does well to get around Veltman. Aronson. Beale. Stack. Stack just lofts it in. Beale with the flick on. And a foul is given for a foul on Jakob Beale on Jan-Paul van Hecke. Seen a replay now with the Lewis Dunk block. Possibly a hand involved. Although the more I look at it, it might be a little bit of thigh as well. Anyway, it's not handball. We don't need to be discussing VAR handballs. No one knows what the rule is. Everyone just makes it up as they go along. It was a shocker in the Manchester United game earlier on. An absolute shocker if you haven't seen it. Just another shrug your shoulders. No idea how they've arrived at the decision. I'm pretty certain it was wrong. 28 gone, no score here. Could do with a goal now in the sunshine after a bright start. Ampadu. Dan James gets a second chance at the cross, having miscontrolled the first time. De Kuiper. Blocks out for a corner kick. To Leeds United. Anton Stack is coming across. It's been all Leeds the last 5 minutes or so. Brighton penned in their own half. Stack. Corner. Cleared away. Central area. It was Pascal Gross with a header. Pascal Gross then helps his defence out. Ball is charged down by Ethan Ampadu. As Brighton cleared. And it's out for a goal kick to the visitors. As we close in on the half an hour mark here at Elland Road. Leeds United 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Leeds have not got a good record in their last home game of the season. Got thumped off Tottenham last time round in the Premier League. Dan James wants a free kick. He's taking a dive this time, very similar to Carlos Balibas earlier on, right in front of the same official. He hasn't bought that one either. James was trying to get around De Kuiper. To add insult to injury, the final touches came off James because of his dive. He left a trailing leg on the ball, and the decision has gone the way of the Seagulls. Goal kick knocked long from Brighton, don't often see that. Pascal Gross nips in with a tackle on Tanaka. Throw in to Leeds. In the hands of Joe Rodon. Joe Rodon, one of 4 Welshmen. Big Welsh presence here in this start 11 for Leeds. Aronson. Calvert-Lewin takes over. Looks for support. Has it from Rodon. Nice little 1-2. Round the corner from Aronson. Stack looking for Rodon. Defender got across and the final touch is off Joe Rodon. Deserved a little bit better. It was a good run from the big centre-back. Little 1-2 with Anton Stack. Lewis Dunk was happy to put it out for a corner, but the final touch did come off the toes of the 28-year-old. And out for a goal kick to Brighton again. Kuba Mente looks like he's struggling at the moment, just trying to run off a right thigh injury maybe. Keep an eye on that over the next few minutes. Brighton this time take the short goal kick. Risky, get away with it. Danny Welbeck was fouled. He's absolutely right. Jacobiol is penalised. Good refereeing from Michael Oliver. Right, take the free kick quickly. Pascal Gross. 17 Premier League appearances since rejoining the German. Back from Borussia Dortmund for just €2 million. The calming presence. 34-year-old in that Brighton midfield. Dunk. Swings it forward. It was speculative. Belieber with a nice little bit of skill. Back heel to De Kuiper. Into Welbeck. Looks to lay it off first time for Minty. Cleared away by Roden. Calvert-Lewin and Van Hecke battle again. This time it's Van Hecke that comes out on top. Veltman. Van Hecke. Back to Veltman. Veltman's got Gross wide. Back into Van Hecke. Van Hecke tries to shape the ball into Minty. Minty, he's got two balloons around him again. The balloons are following Yankuba Minty around. Minty tried to knock that down first time into a good area for Brighton, but it was too close to Carl Darlow. There was absolutely nobody in the box either, which I think was his point when he looked up. It wasn't a bad little knockdown. Chance for Dan James. The ball's broken kindly right hand side. He can have a run at De Kuiper, and he's just shaped across straight into the hands of Bart Verbruggen. Poor delivery from Dan James. That is an accusation often levelled at Dan James. Signed from Fulham back in 2023. No goals, no assists this season. Would give you an indication of where Dan James sometimes lets himself down. Tidy footballer, but needs to produce a little bit more. Hinchelwood just drops it back in to Dunk. Van Hecke takes over in the centre circle. Van Hecke striding forward, looking for a pass. Has Gross moved on to Veltman. Back to Van Hecke. Gross. This is better from Brighton. They've got men forward in the attack. Karioglu. Veltman. Into the centre of the pitch for Belieber. Belieber is forced back by Anton Stack. Back to Van Hecke. Van Hecke is involved for Brighton. Getting a lot of touches. Veltman. Into the penalty area. Headed away by Biol. It's going to be a corner kick to Brighton. Just a lot of possession there, Brighton. Moved Leeds United around, trying to work an opening. In fairness, wasn't the best opening that they worked. Cross from a deep area. Pretty straightforward for Jacobiol. It was turned behind by the big Slovenian. Coming to the end of his first season. Jacobiol being a success, I would suggest. Corner kick. Left-footed in-swinger from De Kuiper. Far side heads go up and Lewis Dunk made first contact 5 yards out. Was well challenged by Joe Roden, and Dunk's just put that one over the top. And it'll be a goal kick to Leeds United. So not a ton of goal-mouth action here in this one. Started off pretty promising. Both teams have gotten some good positions, but XG of just 0.12 for Leeds and 0.23 for Brighton gives you an indication of where we are at this point. Brighton have had 2 efforts on target, but both from way outside the penalty area, which Darlow had no problem with. Ball is in the hands of Bart Verbruggen. Brighton and Hove Albion goalkeeper, 23 years of age, brought in from Anderlecht in 2023, 20 million euros, been a good signing. Up over 100 appearances now for the Seagulls. Darlow clears left-footed. Justin James is beaten in the air by Joel Veltman, but the throw-in will go the way of Leeds United. Daniel Farker down there has got his head in his jacket. He's feeling the chill this afternoon. Long ball towards James to Kuiper. Made a little bit of a mess of his initial header. James was sniffing around, but then managed to clear the ball. He's in trouble again to Kuiper. Again he gets lucky. Manages to get the ball back to Verbruggen. Long ball from the keeper. Easily won by Biol. Final touch is off Maxime de Kuiper. Throw into Leeds, right outside the technical area where Daniel Farker is patrolling. Both head coaches top to toe in black this afternoon. Belieber heads down to Van Hecker, who just slashes that away. Not much composure there from Van Hecker. Justin is going back towards his own goal and doesn't have many options other than to give it to Carl Darlow. Biol, big diagonal, absolutely woeful. Straight into the arms, no bounce of the Brighton goalkeeper. It just became a bit scrappy in the last few minutes. Game could do with a goal, I reckon. Van Hecker. Back into Dunk. Gross switches it out to De Kuiper. Good first touch. Here's a chance for Hinshelwood. Barely seen Hinshelwood so far. Picking up a little pocket of space in between the lines. Belieber. Minte, heavy touch. James snaps in with a tackle. Dunk tries to find Minte, but he's never going to reach that. Out for a goal kick to Leeds. Definitely taking a bit of a downturn this game. I can see 3 beach balls now. A big one and 2 smaller ones away behind the goal to our left hand side. Carl Darlow, all in purple, wearing number 26. Got some ice blue goalkeeping gloves on, matches boots. Right footed clearance. Van Hecker unchallenged, heads up in the air. Kadioglu wins the next one. Minte and Belieber. Welbeck tries to turn it around the corner. That's a good ball from Ampadu. Finds Calvert-Lewin. Dan James to run it to Kuiper. Dan James down the right hand side of the box. Stands the cross up all the way across to the back post. Aronson was in there. And in the end, Kadioglu's turned it behind for a corner kick. That was better delivery from Dan James. Ran at Maxime de Kuiper. Got half a yard of space. Stood the ball up to the centre of the 6-yard box. Aronson was just eased underneath it by Veltman. Kadioglu put it behind for a corner kick. 4th corner of the game for Leeds. Anton Stack from the left hand side in towards the near post, headed away by Danny Welbeck. Dan James has to tidy up. Darlow smashes it forward right footed. Picked up by Hinshelwood. Out to this left hand side. Forward to Kuiper into the centre circle for Hinshelwood again. Van Hecker. It's been an equaliser at the G-Tech. Django Utara levels it up. Brentford 1, Crystal Palace 1. No goals elsewhere in the Premier League. In 2 of the games, Wolves lead Fulham by that Matthias Mane goal to 0. And here, with 3 minutes till half-time, Brighton and Hove Albion have a corner kick. Minte's cross. Deflected behind off Dan James. Another chance for Brighton in the shadow of half-time to try and get the noses in front here. Pascal Gross. 3 assists to his name since he rejoined so far this season. Ampadu and Lewis Dunk are deep in conversation on the edge of the 6-yard box. Pascal Gross in towards the near post. Calvert-Lewin gets his head on it. Kadioglu with a swing and a miss at the back post. And Kadioglu stands up a decent cross actually. A little bit too far. Dunk recycles it. Chance for Gross. Shoots. Oh, great save. Chance. Van Heck has somehow not scored. That's the closest we've come. Pascal Gross has completely wrong-footed Carl Darlow with the outside of his right boot. It swerved an absolute mile. Darlow's going the wrong way, closing away with his left hand. It's turned back into the penalty area. And from a yard out, it was just too high for Van Hekke to get on top of. It was Kadioglu who kept it alive. Van Hekke couldn't turn it goalwards. I'm not sure if the linesman said this has gone out from Carl Darlow. Carl Darlow had to go full length to his left-hand side. Maybe the flag's gone up for an offside against Kadioglu. Hinchelwood. Brighton finishing strong here in the first half. Gross. Closed down by Tanaka. Tanaka does well. Gross has to turn away. Dunk into the final minute of the 45 here at Elland Road. Van Hekke. Gross. Kadioglu. Gross again. Left-footed cross in. Born out with a header. Veltman. Back to Gross. Kadioglu. Brighton turning the screw here. Out to Lewis Dunk. Little pass to Belieber. Belieber steps away from Stack and then he's tackled. And Brighton lose it. Leeds can break here. Calvert-Lewin. Corner of the penalty area. Calvert-Lewin steps inside Van Hekke. Takes too long. Deflection. Oh, great save though. It's nearly an own goal. That's the closest Leeds have come. The Brighton clearance was deflected back towards his own goal. I think it's off Lewis Dunk. And Verbruggen's had to turn that one over the crossbar. Calvert-Lewin made a little bit of a mess of that. Swiped away by Veltman. His clearance has just hit Lewis Dunk in the chest. And Verbruggen's had to turn it away from the top corner. 1 minute of stoppage time. Leeds have a corner. In towards the near post. Cleared away. Dan James has it. Back out to Stack. Can Stack measure across? Cross is deflected up in the air. Helped on by Ampadu. Van Hekke wins the header. Gets a kick for his trouble. A high boot from a Leeds United player. Free kick awarded to Brighton, and this will be the last action of the first half. It was Sebastian Bornau who just gave Jean-Paul Van Hekke that whack in the head. So half time about to hit here at Elland Road. Everton take the lead against Sunderland right on half time. There is the half time whistle here. And in truth, not an awful lot to tell you about. Started pretty brightly. Both teams got in some decent positions. Carl Darlow's made a few saves from long distance efforts from Brighton. The best of which was right on half time actually. Nearly wrong-footed by a drive. A swerving drive from Pascal Gross, but Darlow did keep it out. Part of Verbruggen was called into action in stoppage time. Nearly a Lewis Dunk own goal, but Verbruggen tipped it over the crossbar. Half time here, still all to play for at Elland Road. It is Leeds United 0, Brighton and Hove Albion. Welcome back to Elland Road, everybody. Just about ready for the second half to kick off here. Premier League action. It is currently goalless between Leeds United and Brighton and Hove Albion. Entertaining in parts, pretty cagey in parts too. Still all to play for Brighton in their quest for European football. The onus is very much on them to make the attacking moves in this second half. Brentford, one of their rivals for European football, 1-1 at home to Crystal Palace this afternoon, so no change. Still in Brighton's hands as Leeds United kick us off, attacking the goal away to our left hand side in their all white kit. Leeds in yellow shirts, yellow shorts, yellow socks, blue pinstripes on the shirts. And an early free kick given, or might even be a drop ball actually. Kadioglu is the man who went down under a challenge from Sebastian Bornau, right on the halfway line. I think it was just the difference in height that Bornau's arm caught Kadioglu in the face. Kadioglu in deep conversation with the referee Michael Oliver, wants some kind of action taken, but it's just a coming together, nothing in it. Wasn't really much between the two teams in that first half. Brighton did farm ball possession, as they very often do, 64% possession. But Leeds had the most corners. 3 shots on target for the visitors, none for Leeds. The only save for Bruggen had to make was from Lewis Dunk. Kadioglu is up. We are back underway. Leeds have possession with Brendan Aronson, who drops the ball back into Eo Tanaka. Ampadu, centre circle. Aronson, back to Ampadu. Brighton sitting deep. Happy to allow Leeds to have the ball. No changes made at half-time by Daniel Farke or Fabian Hürzeler. Overlapping run from Tanaka across towards the back post. Arriving at the back post was Daniel James, not known for his aerial prowess, and couldn't get much on it. Cleared away from Brighton. Leeds have started this second half well. Back in possession, centre circle. Ethan Ampadu. Long ball, poor pass this time. Cleared away from Brighton. And a handball is given against Ampadu. The Leeds captain on the halfway line. Free kick to Brighton. Brighton in possession. Van Hecke back to Verbruggen. Long ball, one in the air by Beal. Belieber picks up the loose pass. That's a good ball. Nice first time touch from Welbeck. Helped on to Gross. One more to De Kuyper. Minter with a terrible ball across the face of the penalty area. Tanaka was there for Leeds. His clearance wasn't great though. Brighton have it back. Kadioglu. Veltman to Van Hecke. Time and space for Hinchelwood. Hinchelwood with a shot over the top. First real time we've seen Jack Hinchelwood with any sort of quality possession in an advanced area this afternoon. Been very much on the peripheries as Hinchelwood. Scored in 3 games in a row, Jack Hinchelwood. No Brighton player has ever scored in 4 consecutive Premier League games, so a little bit of history beckons for Hinchelwood if he can find the onion bag this afternoon. That was his first effort, couldn't make it count. This is the only Premier League game without a goal so far this afternoon. Brentford 1, Palace 1, Wolves 1, Fulham 1, and Everton lead Sunderland by a goal to nil. So as it stands, Brighton will be 1 point behind Bournemouth, still 2 points ahead of Brentford in that race for Europe. Belieber Good tackle by Ampadu. Throw in right on the halfway line. Far side, opposite side away from us here. In the main stand here at Elland Road. Gross. Van Hecker switches it out to De Kuiper, who misjudged it. I don't know if he took his eye off it. He appeared to be controlling a ball that wasn't there. Brighton still have it. Little back heel on the far side. No foul. Leeds wanted a free kick. Don't get one. Lewis Dunk. It's being closed down and will be fouled. Joe Rodon. Referee's played an advantage. Or Brighton took it quickly. Either way, Gross in the penalty area. Pulled back, edge of the box. Welbeck shoots. Oh, it's off the line. Still alive. Chance. Bouncing around the penalty spot. Bornow gets it clear. Brighton were trying to walk that one in. Minte tries to go around James. That's a long way around. Play on. Minte with a low cross. Effort at the near post from Hinchelwood. Over the top of the crossbar. Brighton come close here with 5 minutes gone in the second half. They do need to force this. Danny Welbeck's turn and spin was going to go in, but backtracking towards his own goal was Ethan Ampadu, who's made the clearance from about a yard off his line. Good defensive work from the Leeds captain. Long ball, one in the air by Belieber. Then Welbeck gets there before Bornow. Bornow can turn it back to Darlow. Brighton first of these loose balls in this period of play here. Foul by Kadioglu on James Justin. In the Leeds United left back area. Justin playing as left wing back today. The two wing backs are very different in their approach for Leeds. Justin far more defensive. He's a proper full back playing wing back. Dan James is a winger playing wing back, which does add a little bit of balance to Leeds. They can easily just slot into a 4 when required. Welbeck, Kadioglu, space for Belieber. Turns away from Ampadu. Ampadu fouls the Cameroonian. Free kick is taken quickly, only for Leeds to commit another offence. Anton Stack this time penalised. Free kick to Brighton. At the feet of De Kuiper, far side. Played back in to Dunk as Brighton build out from the back. Kadioglu just drops it back into Van Hecker. Minte down the far side. Biol slices it towards his own goal. Hearts in mouth there from Biol, who has a little wry smile in conversation with Danny Welbeck. Carl Darlow appeared confident it was going wide of his post. I'm not sure how many other people were. Just a good old-fashioned slice from Yaka Biol. Came off his right shin and is out for a corner kick to Brighton. This one will be on the right-hand side. Maxime De Kuiper, the 25-year-old Belgian, will come across left-footed. Into the near post, Welbeck got a little glance on it. Defender's got the last touch. Michael Oliver's given a corner. Didn't go too far wide. Welbeck getting across the near post. Last touch did come off Sebastian Bornow. just beyond Darlow's near post. It's going to be another corner, same spot. This one's a little bit deeper. Keeper comes, bouncing around the 6-yard box, hacked clear by Tanaka. Chased by Aronson, but Belieber and Minte play around him. Ball towards the back post. James Justin with a header. Gross will pick it up. Into Karioglu, who tries to turn it goalwards. Got a little toe end on it. But the ball rolls harmlessly into the gloves of Carl Darlow. No score, 55 gone. Here in the Ellen Road sunshine, heavy touch from Justin now. Here's a chance for Brighton into the penalty area. Hinchelwood pulls it back towards Minty at the back post, defended by Leeds. Hinchelwood's got to get the shot off, really. Gross. Brighton still come. Hinchelwood to Veltman. Back to Gross. Leeds hemmed in. Brighton searching out this early goal. Van Hecke tries to find a pass. Bornau has it. Bornau tries to release Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin does well. He's got no support. I can see 6 Brighton defenders. No one from Leeds. Now finds Aronson. Aronson to Stack. Stack with his shot. It's always rising. It was a long way out. Was Anton Stack looking for his 6th goal of the season. Turn hit it from 25 yards but couldn't wrap his foot around it. Okay, 56 minutes, it's scoreless. First goal will really open things up here. Brighton done most of the pressing in this second half. Crystal Palace have retaken the lead at the G-Tech. Brentford 1, Palace 2. That's good news for Brighton. Can they press their advantage with a goal of their own here? Van Hecke. Dropped off to Pascal Gross. Pascal Gross coming deeper and deeper to try and get on the ball, get involved in the game. Veltman. Poor pass this time. Rodon can bring it away. You don't have many forward options here, sitting very deep or being pressed very deep. And as it there, Rodon had to make the overlap and run. Not a good pass. And Brighton immediately have possession back. Little break in play here as Brendan Aronson has stayed down. Or gone down, rather. But really see what happened. He's got a couple of, like maybe stud marks just above his left knee. Brendan Aronson. Daniel Farke is looking to make a couple of substitutions here. And they're going to be attacking changes for Leeds. I can see Willie Nonto getting ready. And it looks like it's going to be Lucas Nemecha who are going to be the first 2 changes made by Farke. So attacking substitutions in the offing for Leeds United. I'm guessing Aronson will be one who's coming off. If Calvert-Lewin will be replaced by Nemecha possibly, or one of the other forward players. Aronson, he's now just limping his way towards this near side, and it's going to be Dan James who'll be the second substitution. So Dan James and Brendan Aronson off. In fact, it's going to be a triple change because Eo Tanaka is going to go off. He's going to be replaced by Sean Longstaff. Longstaff was having a great season for Leeds, then got an injury mid-season, but he's come back and looked okay. Very nearly won the game for Leeds on Monday night hit the crossbar in the dying seconds. Good save from Kimski for Spurs. So it's Nemecha, Nonto, Longstaff on. Anderson, James, Tanaka off. So we are just about to hit the 60-minute mark here at Elland Road. Leeds United 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Van Hecke, big switch out to the left-hand side. Good take over there too from De Kuiper. Anton Stack was back there doing the defending. Gets a lot of work in, does Anton Stack. 27-year-old German. Another one who's coming to the end of his first season here at Leeds. Long throw, cleared away by Rodon. Headed back in, flicked on by Minty. It's going to drop to Welbeck. Veltman out to Pascal Gross. Van Hecke. A little bit of momentum just lost out of that attack from Brighton, but they'll build again with Belieber and Van Hecke. Belieber turns, drops it to Dunk. You can see why Leeds have only lost a few games at home this season. They're really competitive. I've won the last two here as well, although they were against two already relegated sides in Burnley and Wolves. A tough out, Leeds United currently. Long ball looking for Minty. Minty is tracked back by Willie Nonto. Two players come together and Nonto gets the decision. Gets the applause of those Leeds United fans away to our left-hand side. 2. Second goal of the afternoon at the Hill. Dickinson and Sunderland have equalised. The big man, Brian Brobby, with a goal, has levelled things up. Everton 1, Sunderland 1. Leeds on the attack. Nemecha, can he make a difference? Out wide to Stack. Stack lets it run to Nonto. Nonto into the penalty area. Shoots. Not far wide of the left-hand post. Verbruggen went full length. Probably had it covered. Belieber lost out. Was good pressure from Sean Longstaff. Nemecha. All three substitutes were involved in that. Drive from 17 yards. Just slipped as he hit it. Did Willie Nonto. A better effort from Leeds. Anton Stack has now gone down in the centre circle. Looks like he's hurt his hand. Maybe got his hand stepped on. Oh, now he's holding his left shin. Or his forehead. Maybe everything hurts. Belieber with a tackle. Maybe landed awkwardly, Anton Stack. Looks in a lot of pain, actually. You can very usually tell from a player's reaction how severe this is. And Stack has not moved that left leg of his. This could be an unfortunate ending to the season for Anton Stack. Fabian Hürzeler is about to make his first two changes of the afternoon. We're going to see the introduction of Jorginho Rutter, who will get an excellent reception here from the Leeds United fans. And the second sub on is going to be Diego Gomez. Diego Gomez was the man who scored twice in this fixture back in November that Brighton won 3-0. Danny Welbeck makes his way off. That's a straight swap for Gomez. Joel Veltman is the second player to be replaced. Replaced by the number 10 for Brighton. Jorginho Rutter has a bandage on his left hand. Just taps hands with a couple of Leeds players as he makes his way on there. Joe Rodon saying hello to a former teammate, and Ethan Ampadu now having a chat. Anton Stack is still down. I think Leeds will have to make a change here. This doesn't look great for Anton Stack. Bit of a disappointing way to end his season. Scores unchanged around the grounds. Brentford 1, Crystal Palace 2. Everton 1, Sunderland 1. Wolves 1, Fulham 1. So currently 3 games level. Draws were the order of the day in the Premier League last week. There were 6 draws across the 10 games last weekend. Anton Stack is back on his feet, his left boot in his hand. No sign of Farker making a change, so Stack might be okay. Leeds will carry on with 10 for the moment as we restart with a drop ball in the centre circle. The sun has come back out here at Ellen Road. The sun shines on the righteous. Is there a goal here for Brighton or Leeds United? Hinchelwood out to Minty. Diego Gomez. It's gone in the edge of the box, played to the back post, and he has a chance on it, smashed wide. It's a great chance for Diego Gomez, who's got that all wrong. Cross to the back post was kept alive by Karioglu. Diego Gomez is 12 yards out and has just lashed at it and sent it a mile high and wide of the right hand upright. Caught it well. Went into Rose Edge at about 200 miles an hour. Leeds on the attack. Calvert-Lewin spins away, finds Nonto. Nonto's got support from Rodon. Rodon goes down. Good defending from Minty. It's out for a corner kick to Leeds. Good response from Leeds. Minty stayed down. There's a few Leeds supporters asking about a potential penalty, but I don't think it was. Just seeing a little replay now on our monitor. It's good defending from Minty. Gets in front of Rodon. Minty stayed down. Minty immediately signalled to the bench that he was struggling. He's now face down in the penalty area. The medical staff of Brighton are out there attending to him. So after that lengthy pause for the injury to Anton Stack, we're now going to have similar for Yakuba Minty. None of this is helping with the flow of the game. It's been pretty fragmented in the second half. Minty is still belly down over by the far touchline. Clock's ticked on to 68 minutes now, but all not being in play very much. Brighton's XG, by the way, has made its way up to 1.94 in this second half. So I'm not sure about that. I don't know where that's come from. Leeds is stuck at 0.17. But I haven't seen much difference. Minty is on his feet. He's making his way around the corner flag across on that far side. So now Brighton are down to 10. Appeals for handball at the near post. James Justin swung the corner in. The referee will have a little look at this. That's nowhere near a handball. It's come off Belieber's shoulder. He had about 4 inches in which to react. So we'll immediately have another corner. Cleared away by Belieber. Longstaff with a header. Kept alive. Born out. Diego Gomez clears it. And Belieber brings it away for Brighton. And Belieber will, at some point, win a free kick over there, I reckon. Oh, no. The referee hasn't bought it. We all knew Mig and Belieber were on the same page there, but Michael Oliver was one step ahead of us. Belieber went down. Referee's given the throw in to Leeds United into the final 20 minutes. Longstaff playing a little triangle with Ampadu. Looks for the run of Calvert-Lewin, but it's easy for Dunk. Dunk has it. Plays it square to Van Hecke. Van Hecke drives forward. Leeds have another player down on that far side. Pascal Gross finds Diego Gomez. Through a pass from him. Belieber has to retreat towards his halfway line to collect the ball, but Michael Oliver stops the game as Anton Stack, who, having spent 5 minutes deciding he could carry on, is now sitting down again. Just all a little bit unsatisfactory, this. The change is going to be made. Anton Stack will go off. And he's going to be replaced by Joel Pirou. Joel Pirou, who wears number 10. For Leeds. Signed from Swansea City back in 2023, 14 million. Has 116 appearances for Leeds United. A lot of them were back in the Championship days. He was a regular goal scorer. 34 goals for Pirou. Stack is still down. The stretcher's coming out now. I don't know how we've gone from being able to carry on to stretcher in the space of 4 minutes. But there we go. That's a 4th change of the afternoon made by Daniel Farke. No change in the scores around the country. Remember, Manchester United won the early kick-off. West Ham will try and save their season at Newcastle in round about 1 hour from now. But this afternoon around the Premier is Brentford 1, Palace 2. Everton 1, Sunderland 1. Wolves 1, Fulham 1. And here at Ellen Road it remains Leeds United 0. Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Anton Stack. Disappointing end to the season for the 27-year-old German. He's had a very good first season here at Ellen Road. 33 appearances, 5 goals. Just the 20 million euros when he came in from Hoffenheim. Four assists too. And he gets a standing ovation from around Ellen Road. As he is stretched off here. And replaced by Joel Pirou. Seeing some close-ups now. There's blood streaming through his sock on his left ankle. I'm not really sure how he's been able to carry on. Oh, anyway, I'm not a medical professional. It's an odd one, but let's crack on because the ball is back in play. It's going to be a ton of added on time at the end of this. 74 on the clock, but we must have lost 8 or 9 minutes recently. Nutmeg. Gross, near post, good defending. Jorginho Ruta got the last touch, actually. Referee's given a goal kick. There's a little nutmeg from Karioglu down on this side. Gomez played it through the legs of Bornau. Gross was in. Gross slid it across the near post, where Ruta got his left foot to the ball, but diverted it wide of the near post of Carl Darlow. It's another effort from Brighton. Leeds yet to register an effort on target. The one save credited to Verbruggen is that Lewis Dunk deflection in the first half. Brighton certainly have looked the more likely in the second half without creating a ton of really clear chances. Lewis Dunk's gone back to Verbruggen. Verbruggen, all in black, looking for his options, doesn't have many. Eventually Van Hecke comes and gets the ball off his goalkeeper. He doesn't have any options forward either. Ruta's found a pocket of space, heavy touch, loses out, Longstaff wins it. Chance for Leeds, Calvert-Lewin on the half turn, finds Nemecha. Nemecha steps away from a couple of tackles. Calvert-Lewin, Nemecha, shot on target, oh, just wide. Shot comes in from Peru, first touch. It's nearly 1-0. Leeds won that back in a high area, then some nice little interplay between Longstaff, Justin, Calvert-Lewin, Nemecha onto Peru, and he shaped a left-footed shot. It's only gone about half a yard wide of the right-hand post of Bard Verbruggen. Brighton trying to attack through Gomez. Good interplay this from the visitors. Left-hand side, Minty finds Gross. Gross, square to Belieber. Belieber has to turn away. Dunk out to Minty, left-hand side, 30 yards from goal. Gross again. Across to Van Hecke. Van Hecke gives it back to the German. Into the edge of the box, Minty, Belieber. Calvert-Lewin's back there defending. Break might be on for Leeds. Calvert-Lewin slides it into Lucas Nemecha, who's over the halfway line, left-hand side. Running at Karioglu, step over. Ball towards the near post. Too easy for Van Hecke to clear. Nemecha should have done better. Karioglu's got in front of him second time. Longstaff tried to drop the ball off to Bornau, but Ruter got in the way. Throw in to Brighton. Ball at the feet of Belieber. 20 yards inside his own half. Van Hecke. Big switch out to Minty. It's a good ball. Minty. Good cross in. Bornau gets it at the near post. Nonto brings it away. Finds a good pass to Peru. Heavy touch from him. Brighton have it back. That was poor from Joel Peru. Game just threatening to look stretched in the last few minutes. Karioglu. Gomez. Belieber. To Kuiper. In towards the back post. Keeper comes. Carl Darlow. He's punched it. Looked easier to catch that possibly. Into the feet of Ruta. Now then, time and space for Ruta. Shoots. Saved by Darlow. Down low to his left-hand post. Another effort on target from Brighton. But no fourth goal of the season for Jorginho Ruta. Long, hopeful ball from Leeds this time. Calvert-Lewin, who's really been feeding on scraps this afternoon. Belieber back to Van Hecke. Approaching the 80-minute mark here at Elland Road. Although there will be a lot of stoppage time. Scores unchanged around the Prem. 3 games level. Palace 2-1 up at Brentford. So no change in the difference between Brighton and Brentford in that European push at this stage. Fabian Hürzeler preparing another couple of changes down in front of us. Hinchelwood. In the centre circle. Jack Hinchelwood out to Van Hecke. Karioglu. Overlapping run from Gross. Gross with a low cross. Chance saved by the goalkeeper. It's Hinchelwood who got the effort on target. Didn't catch it cleanly. He was straightforward for Carl Darlow. Better move from Brighton. Think Pascal Gross, sorry, might just have been offside in the build-up. That might have been called back. Leeds in possession. Longstaff is tackled by Rutte. Two substitutions being made now by Brighton and Hove Albion. Yassine Irari and Karalampos Kostoulas are coming on. Carlos Belieber, who's had a tidy game without being spectacular, is replaced. And it will be no record scoring feat for Jack Hinchelwood this afternoon. As he goes off. And is replaced by Kostoulas. The 18-year-old Greek. Big money signing, Kostoulas, 35 million from Olympiacos. Longstaff just scoops it up into the sky. De Kuiper with a bit of a sideways header. Brought down by Kostoulas in his first touch. Sent out wide to Minty. De Kuiper again. Back to Yankuba Minty. Nonto is the defender. Minty goes back to Dunk. Dunk to Van Hecke. Gomez, who's dropped deep. Leeds have got a lot of attacking players on the pitch here. A lot of auxiliary forwards. Minty, Gomez, Rutte, Ayori, Kostoulas. Willie Nonto gets on the loose ball. Pass never looked on, and he never looked capable of making it, Nonto. He's just lost the ball. And now it's picked up by Sari. Sari looks for the overlapping run of Minty, defender. Yacobiol is there, corner kick for Leeds United. Yep, for Brighton, sorry. It will be a 6th corner of the game for Brighton. 13th overall. .5 minutes gone. Can Brighton force the issue from this set piece? Pascal Gross, far side, right-footed. Foul is given. James Justin looks like he's the man who's gone down. That is the blight of the modern game. Set piece comes in. Someone lies down. Everyone appeals for a handball. And we get on with it. Goal at the Hill Dickinson, where Sunderland have turned it round. Everton 1, Sunderland 2. Enzo Lafie has got the goal there. Still looking for a goal here as we edge towards the 85th minute. Long ball down the channel. Yassin Ayari. Beale with a clearance. Rutter gets a foot in and is fouled. Ethan Ampadu with the tackle on Rutter. Just pulled him back. Correct decision from Michael Oliver. Michael Oliver's had a good game today. Nothing too much in the way of controversial decisions. Free kick is 35 yards out, right of centre. Gross is over the ball. Headed towards goal by Kostulas. Good chance by Kostulas. He's just about on the penalty spot. Gets a good connection, but it's far too close to the goalkeeper Darlow. Who made the save comfortably. Long clearance from Leeds. We have resorted to that in the second half. There's been a lot of just punting it up to Calvert-Lewin. It's not been very ingenious from Leeds in this second half. Now then, Justin with a good first touch. He just humps it into the box and the keeper catches it. There is an example of what I'd nearly finished saying. Leeds 6 shots, 0 on target. Brighton 17 shots, 8 on target. And 69% possession from the Seagulls. So very much on top. Haven't found the all-important goal though. It's goalless. 3.5 minutes of the 90 to play. There will be a large amount of stoppage time. Van Hekke. To Kuiper. Down the channel for Gomez. He's never going to get there. Straight pass from De Kuiper. Difficult one. Harmlessly out for a goal kick to Leeds United. Can Leeds work back Bart Verbruggen here in the final few minutes of their last home game of the season here at Elland Road? Leeds fans trying to get them going with a rousing chorus of marching on together. Calvert-Lewin again was the target, again got nowhere near it. It's smashed forward by Beale. This has become pretty agricultural from Leeds, second half. To Kuiper. Yassin Ayari. Ayari who'll be representing Sweden at this year's World Cup. Fortunate to be there, the Swedes, but there they are. 22 years of age, Yassin Ayari. Van Hekke collects the short throw from Kadioglu. Kadioglu with a cross. Born out, defends at the near post. Longstaff shows a little bit of composure. As Leeds try to clear. Nonto is beaten to it though by Mintin. Nonto gets a footing on the ball. It drops to a Brighton player. Kadioglu comes forward. Into the feet of Rutter with a little bit of space. On to Gomez. Great bit of defending from Jacobiel. Gomez spins and hits the shot from about 8 yards out. The Slovenian defender was flying in with the challenge. Nice move from Brighton. One of the best bits of football we've seen today. But Jacobiel was alert to it at the near post. That's the reason Leeds are hard to beat here at Elland Road. It's another corner kick for Brighton. De Kuiper has come across. Left-footed in swinger towards the back post. Heads are up. Michael Oliver has given another corner. Van Hekke is asking for a handball. Ethan Ampadu just shakes his head at Van Hekke. says no chance. Van Hecker, Duncan, everyone was up round the back post. As usual, there's about 17 fouls going on at various spots. Corner kick, left-hand side, headed away by Biol. It's going to come out to Kadioglu. Kadioglu allows it to run out of play for the throw-in. All the players are turning and looking up at the dugout where another substitution is going to be made. Sebastian Bornau is going to be withdrawn by Daniel Farke. It's a solid game, the German. He needs to go into a back four here. The man coming on is Sam Byram. Corners taken. Kadioglu. Gross. Iari towards the back post. Too close to Darlow. Well taken by the Welsh goalkeeper. We have ticked past 90 minutes here at Elland Road. We are into the first of 9 minutes to be added on. We did add a couple of breaks in play. Anton Stack twice and then Yakuba Minte were the main culprits. Chance for Leeds to come forward. Longstaff. Into the feet of Nonto, tried to find the run if Nemecha was too tight. Brighton have somehow got themselves out of a tight area. Then the tackle's made by Rodon. He has a chance for Leeds. Rodon's got runners everywhere. Nemecha, flag stayed down. Nemecha couldn't get there. Leeds wasted that. And now they're going to have to get back. Carl Darlow's come a long way. And the ball just about reaches Darlow in his penalty area. With Minte sniffing around. Bad news for Brighton is an equalising goal for Brentford. So it's as you were, second of the afternoon for Django Utara. Brentford 2, Crystal Palace 2. Two minutes of the 7 played, scoreless here. Is there a winner? Terrible pass from Biol. Picked up by Leeds, then a terrible pass from Gross. Throw into Leeds. Brighton remain in 7th as it stands. 1 behind Bournemouth, 2 in front of Brentford. Will feel like this was here for the taking. Especially on this second half evidence. They've done all the attacking. Longstaff's header towards Nemecha will run out for a throw-in. To Brighton, down in their own right back area. Final change for the Seagulls. We'll see Yankuba Minte replaced. Tried hard this afternoon, Minte. Nothing really come off for him. Solly March, the veteran, wearing number 7, replaces him. Brighton have a player down. Referee's played on. Referee's now stopped the game for a head injury. Kostulas is the man on the deck. It's just a nothing challenge in the air with Joe Rodon. Little clash of heads. Again, just breaks up the play. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Kostulas. He's having a drink of water. He got a bump on the head. Sunderland have a 3rd goal at Everton. Everton 1, Sunderland 3. Wilson Isidore. Wilson Isidore has made the most Premier League appearances this season without playing 90 minutes. There's your fact for the day. You're back underway here. We played 4 of the 9. It is scoreless. Leeds 0, Brighton 0. Sean Longstaff in possession. Poor ball. Picked up by Brighton. Rutter is beaten to it. Chance for Byram. Byram finds Piru. Byram was offside, coming back. Flag went up far side. Free kick to Brighton, who get underway quickly. Feels like a little bit late to be this urgent for Brighton. Van Hecke out to Gross. Onto Kadioglu. Little L turn from Kadioglu. Gives it back to Gross. Van Hecke. It's all too tight. One back. Byram. Up to Nemecha, but overhit. Oh, that's a terrible pass. Calvert-Lewin might be in. Calvert-Lewin's round the goalkeeper. Empty net. 1-0 Leeds. 95 minutes gone. Leeds have nicked it. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has pounced on the back pass. That was the only way Leeds were going to score today. Jan-Paul Van Hecke, who's had a cigar on this afternoon with Lewis Dunk, has left the back pass short. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's on it, nipped round the goalkeeper, and from quite a tight angle at 16 yards out, has rolled the ball into the empty net. Ellen Road has gone mad. It's Leeds United 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. In the 6th minute of added time. It's all come from a terrible pass from Byram to Nemecha. Van Hecke has just gone with a no-look ball back to his goalkeeper. Hasn't got enough with his left foot. Verbruggen's charged out. Calvert-Lewin got there first. Touched it wide of the goalkeeper. Slid it into the empty net. That was never ever on the cards. Lewis Dunk absolutely wiped Calvert-Lewin out. One stride after the goal. Calvert-Lewin's shirt was off. He will pick up a yellow card. First yellow card of the afternoon, by the way. Has gone to Dominic Calvert-Lewin for showing the abs off after the goal. Third yellow card of the season for DCL. But a 14th Premier League goal. He might just make 16. His personal best. The Leeds fans have responded here. Scarves round the head time. In the Yorkshire sunshine. Brighton have shot themselves in the foot. They've got 2 minutes of stoppage time. What a good couple of minutes for Brentford. Brentford get the equaliser. And then Brighton concede. Kadioglu heads down. Can Brighton level it up here? Gross. Into the penalty area. Castulas pulls it back. Chance blocked. Big chance for Diego Gomez. He's had a couple of those this afternoon. Diego Gomez hasn't managed to trouble the goalkeeper with either. Rutter goes round one defender. Is tackled by Justin. Willie Nonto then snaps in with a tackle. Throw into Brighton. I think it was Joe Roden who got the blocking on that Gomez effort. Brighton are going to launch this in long. Flicked on at the near post. Smashed up in the air by Byram. Nemecha's trying to get a foot on it. Does well, Nemecha. Gives it back to Byram, who clears long. Out for a throw-in again to Brighton. Kadioglu. Just short of 37,000 in here, and the majority of them are hoping Leeds hold on for this win. Kadioglu. Darlow's going to come a long way. Darlow gets there. Wonderful goalkeeping from Carl Darlow. Just the kind of thing you need to take the pressure off your team. We are just about to hit 99 minutes, which is the official added on time. Seen a replay of Ayari's cutback to Gomez. Joe Rodon got the block and then celebrated like he'd scored a goal. There probably will be another at least 1 minute, I reckon, for the celebrations after Calvert-Lewin's goal. So we're going to hit 100 minutes here at Elland Road. Verbruggen smashes it long. Challenge won. Now then, it's down for Ari. Gomez in the penalty area. Up towards the back post. Nonto gets back with a clearing header. Far side, Sonny March. Cross comes in. Still alive. Back post for Gomez. Can't get it down. Goes to ground. No penalty. Nemecha and cleared away by Byram. Still no full-time whistle. Ball into the penalty area. And Michael Oliver wants to throw in retake. And I think he's waiting for a VAR check. Although there's absolutely nothing in that from Gomez. And the final whistle has gone. And Leeds United, out of nowhere, have snatched 3 points from Brighton and Hove Albion. A game of very few chances. That Brighton largely dominated territory, possession. What half chances they were fell the way of the visitors until 95th minute. Poor back pass from Jan-Paul Van Hecke. Calvert-Lewin's onto it, touches it round for Bruggen, slides it into the empty net. Cue chaos at Elland Road. It's full time here in the Premier League match day 37. It's finished. Leeds United 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 0.